Hello, hello, hello. How are we all doing? It's time for another Crypto Conscious Cheeky Cosmos catch up, episode 20. So look what's going on our lovely Cosmos. We can see the gap between the Cosmos Hub and Osmosis is closing. A very interesting time because at one point, the IBC volume after 30 days for Osmosis was double that of the Cosmos Hub. Next, we're seeing Injective massively gain in popularity with their new releases. Straight up to number 8, lovely, well done. Stride has fallen one place, but that's not to say they're not proposing great things. Secret also remains at the same place, even though they've had some great updates this week, but we'll have to get into that one another time. So what we're looking at today then. Firstly then, the Crypto Ceto validator crash and immediate recovery. Secondly, is the Cosmos Reddit abandoned? Thirdly, we're going to have a look at Stride and see how magically they're going in. Next, we're going to look at Prop 791 on the Cosmos Hub and how someone is trying to take 500 grand for their personal lawsuit. Finally, a quick shout out to Apple Accelerator because they're funding some good stuff on the Cosmos. So let's get bloody into it. Firstly, it's a very unlucky day for Stake Ceto. Unfortunately, during scheduled maintenance, their validator got tombstoned, which means everybody that staked with them lost 10% of their delegation. However, they've done a great job with recovery. They've released a video explaining what happened, made a plan to reimburse everybody 100% and actually followed through with it, unlike some other validators we might know. In total, they reimbursed 243,000 EVMOS. At the current price of 34 cents, that's a whopping $82,620. A massive hit, but I have to take my hat off to them. Even though the mistake was made, the mistake was rectified and reimbursed at their own expense. I believe they've also created a new validator, and seeing as they're not producing blocks right now, if you're still staking with them, you need to get your tokens out and restake in order to continue receiving those juicy gains. So overall, yes, a big mistake, an expensive mistake. So yeah, I'm glad they're bringing a bit of decency to the Cosmos. Speaking of decency, our team member Josh, in connection with Icy Crow, managed to save another Cosmonaut $3,000 that was getting hacked. Someone had got access to the seed phrase, unbonded the tokens, tried to take the funds. Our team and Icy Crow got in there and got it. And best of all, it was done for free. Bringing decency to the Cosmos. That's what we're all about. Next, are the mods abandoning the Cosmos subreddit? Now, we've got 75,000 people on the Cosmos subreddit. It's probably the largest user base for the Cosmos. However, one of the biggest posts this month has been the mods have abandoned this sub. Phishing scams being ignored, suspended accounts and no posts. Loads of people upvoted this. One of the biggest upvotes of the month. Loads of comments. Osmosis are getting a lot of praise for their fast response time. And if you look at this, the mods, or should I say mod, because actually there was one guy who responded, and it looks like it's a single mod that wants all the Reddit pie to himself. Zoltan, I'm always around. It seems he doesn't answer frequently, he doesn't check that much, and he doesn't respond at all to people wanting to become mods on the subreddit. We need to grow the Cosmos, and the way to do that is by growing the mod team. I'm a moderator on the Cosmos airdrop subreddit. We have 5 or 6 active moderators, and that's only 24k Cosmonauts. So Zoltan needs to start letting people in. This is his Twitter, and to be fair, he has quite a lot of informative, interesting posts. So I really hope he can start taking to heart this sentiment and let others get involved in moderation. Moving forward, Stride have been coming in hot. In the last month, we can see a relatively significant token value increase, more than double the value of the previous month. This is because Stride are moving from strength to strength with their liquid staking, and it's generating a lot of interest on the hub. I did make a video on this before. Now what Stride are intending to do is actually join the Cosmos hub. What does this mean, you might ask? So this is the draft proposal they've submitted in order to get some feedback. The basic goal here is to utilize the Cosmos Hub security. So basically, the total value invested in Stride is $22 million, implying that if somebody puts in $12 million and stakes it, they can completely dominate the governance and voting and manipulate the system. So if they can get access to the 2.5 billion value of the investments in the Atom token, this will lead to greater security as there will be a much higher requirement for a 51% attack. It's not a small amount of Atom they're requesting at 450,000, around $5 million, which they will use to create a stable swap pool. So this will result in a much greater investment in Stride. So Stride intend to get 15% of its liquid staking rewards, 15% of its inflationary staking rewards, 50% of MEV, which they're working on building right now, maximum extractable value mechanisms, basically benefiting from those willing to pay more for transactions, and 15% of transaction fees. So they're willing to give up quite a lot in the name of security and being part of the interchain security. Now this might help, and I think it's really important, right? Because if we look at this liquid staking report here, so currently, even though there's a lot of hype behind liquid staking, there's only 0.6% adoption, and most of the Atom is conventionally staked. And I must admit, I have 80% of my Atom conventionally staked as well. I just couldn't be bothered to unbond it. This report claims that it's a positive sign, but I would have thought there would have been greater adoption by now. However, it is understandable that people are very nervous about new technology, especially when it comes to money, and especially during a bear market when we've already lost a considerable amount of our assets. During a bear market, people tend to be very, very risk averse. This has of course met criticism. Some are arguing that the 15% is way too high, but others are saying Neutron will be sharing 25%, so it's too low. So right now there's a bit of debate in this area. There is also an argument stating that why not just stake the 450k Atom instead of giving it to Stride? This will generate more Atom tokens and therefore potentially more value than actually joining with Stride in this way. There are other arguments as well. Stride is already doing pretty well on its own with the investments. It's already at 3rd place. Why does it need to be part of Interchain security, especially if the technology is new and scary? But meh, for me, I'm for it. I want the Cosmos Hub to thrive. I want Interchain security to thrive. I want apps to be interconnected with each other. Also, with the validators from the Cosmos Hub, there is an option to not include the majority of the lower end of the validators, potentially resulting in a validator class system, leading to further divides and pushing the little man out. And in this world of decentralization, do we need that? I'll let you be the judge of that one. Are we Marxists or capitalists in this room? Next, Prop 791 has been getting some heat. Basically, they're asking for $610,000 for a personal lawsuit in which All in Bits filed a legal complaint against Grace Yu, a former contractor of their organization. They have stated that All in Bits has said they will reimburse the Cosmos Hub if these funds were given to the person that's defending themselves that they're attacking. Now, that's confusing in itself. And if Grace Yu wins, there'll be reimbursement. Now, what the community is saying about $600,000 worth of their Atom token being converted, sold off, and then the token value dropping. Let's just say they're not happy. The Cosmos is not a piggy bank for legal dev expenses. 49 upvotes. Claims that the Cosmos is now a cartel, quite a few upvotes, and this will be manipulated due to the powerful nature of the top validators. This is why individual participation is important. Asking funds for personal drama is an absolute no. How will this benefit the Cosmos Hub? Valid point. Football basically saying, do I have to log on, read this, and then vote? I feel your bloody pain sometimes, honestly. If this one passes, I'm out. People really need to think about the individual investors here. Claims that the devs are extracting money consistently from the community. And actually, we can see the validators that have already voted yes for this. An interesting statement here that if you really want decentralization, you've got to stake outside of the top 10. I know when I first started staking, I would stake in the top 10 because I felt more safer and secure that everybody else had chosen that. And you know, you can see why there's a bias there, can't you? It doesn't mean they've got better equipment. Maybe they just like the picture of the dog. Again, an individual broke a clause of contract and now they want us to foot the bill. Is that right? And to top it off, the guy named Reasonable You said, let's crash the price of Atom so their legal fees can't be paid. Dark thinking. So yeah, the community sentiment for that one is whoa. Moving on. Finally, I would like to give a shout out to Atom Accelerator. They've given out 4 grants so far, and all their grants have been incredibly reasonable. Interchain meetups in Italy, a repo of example contracts for Cosmosm, much more help for chain developers. So for me, the Atom Accelerator is doing a great job. All right, that's it this week from me, James, at Crypto Conscious. I hope you all have a good day, and I'll see you again.